I'm not going to be able to see your comments, so when I do take a pause, it's to answer any questions I may see. So right here is a diagram and an image of COVID-19. This is the universal enemy. So I'm on live right now because this shit affects us all. Everybody, every human being, black, white, lesbian, gay, I don't give a fuck if you was in prison, not in prison, you a cop, you not a cop, nobody's exempt. The president's not exempt, nobody's exempt. This is a silent enemy. We are right now in a medical warfare. If you know anything about war, you should know that you just survived it. A lot of y'all don't know, y'all was in a mental warfare. AKA prison, AKA jail, AKA the American criminal slavery system. So we're gonna cover all of this. I don't have like a planned out nothing. I just made sure that I got as much accurate information as possible. Now, one thing I do want to do for y'all is this, because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, this one's not a scientist, that one's not a doctor. Let me tell you something. As long as you can read and you read to comprehend, you can understand this virus. You can understand how to protect yourself from it. You can understand that this virus is really weaker than it seems. It's just the way that everything is structured, the things that we don't even know because we on day-to-day, how this and how that. We're going to get into all of that. What I need y'all to know is this. I don't even know how to do live, as you motherfuckers see. This is the first time I'm doing this. And I'm doing this with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to put out my song and all that shit got put on pause. Because there's a lot going on right now. Some things I'm going to get into and some things that I just can't out of respect for other people. But I want y'all to know this. This shit is hitting harder than we think. And if you know that it's hitting hard, it might be even hitting harder than that. There's intricate details to this shit that a lot of us don't know. Again, I'm going to give you all that I know, but just know that even the doctors and the scientists are working to know more. So that means they might be a part 2, might be a part 3, it might not even be nothing. This shit is life or death or immunity. Life, death, immunity, which means if you get it, you got it, do what you can to survive that shit right now. And I'm going to get into all the dynamics of that because there's a lot to get into with this virus. Coronavirus, COVID-19, aka SARS-2. I really want to just jump into that. But before that, for all the critics, I want y'all to know this about me. Now, when I was upstate, everybody know that HIV is a big deal. Everybody's fucking, right? Everybody's having sex. It's how we make babies. It's how we procreate. But the problem is, not everybody know how HIV is contracted. Five ways, right? Body fluids, blood to blood, not blood on the surface and you touch it, direct blood to blood contact, vaginal, semen, pre-cum, and also baby to breastfeeding. All right, I really had to say that because there's still a lot of people up to today that don't know and think that it's isolated to homosexual couples. Heterosexuals get that stuff. If you're getting tattoos, it's a possibility you could get that. If you're sharing needles, sharing drugs, it's a possibility you could get that. What it is now is that people have learned how to protect themselves from it. So they have learned to reduce the risk. Now, myself, I ain't know nothing about that. I was dealing with somebody, a female, for about 8 months and didn't even know she had it. She never told me. I was in jail. And I had to hear through rumors that she had this. And at the time, I was going through so much psychological shit behind it because I'm thinking, I didn't kiss this girl. You understand what I'm saying? And then it took for me to get tested, a whole year to get tested, to be negative. But during that year, my mind was already doing damage as if I had it because I thought I done contacted it by kissing her. You understand what I'm saying? And right now, in this time, this is what's going on with COVID-19. It's unknown. So we are creating all kinds of stories in our minds. The anxiety is running high. The fear is running high and it's spreading like wildfire. Your kids is watching. Everybody's watching. But while they're watching that, they're also watching the reality of what's happening. Body to body. Near, inside, right up and close in front of your face. Whether it's in person, whether it's in your family, whether you're looking at the TV in a different way because it's taking over your whole life right now. You can't even go on YouTube without a pop-up of COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Everybody needs to know because this is a pandemic. And the reason why everybody needs to know that this is a pandemic and not an epidemic, a pandemic and an epidemic is two different things, okay? Pandemic means this infection is affecting the whole wide world. It started in China, Wuhan, China, and now while they're recovering and kept that shit a secret, it's spread all the way over here. Now, again, before I get into that, I want to really jump into that. I want to get to my credentials behind all this virus stuff and what makes me qualified right now to say what I need to say and why you should listen. All right, so back to that story of the HIV, right? Now, when we all go to prison, they give an orientation on how that's transmitted. And I just felt like that wasn't good enough. And so when I had taken an HIV class that was given by Crystal Peters inside of, Taconic Correctional Facility. So I'm already about 9 years into my bid and don't know this motherfucking information. But anybody knows me and you see me with one chick, it's because of that scare from that other thing. You understand what I'm saying? That much I did know about it. But it was through this class that I realized that there was ways that we could protect ourselves without just knowing that little bit of information that only informs you enough that you still need to depend and rely on other people to tell you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's always going to be because the scientists are the doctors on the front lines. They know the know. Obviously, they went to school for this shit. They had the money and the time and experience inside of these hospitals. That's what we're missing. But what I'm here to do is to give you the science behind COVID-19, aka SARS-2, and so that we can understand how to protect ourselves and how to also slow this pandemic and also protect the nurses and the doctors and that healthcare system. I'm going to get into all that. I really want to drive home why I'm really doing this for the most part. And that is because inside of this classroom, you know, like every other classroom inside a prison is bullshit. They do the bare minimum. They don't give a fuck if you heard the information, if you know the information or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's scheming and scamming within that system. And that's another story. We're going to get to that one too. On another note, right now, I need y'all to really understand how serious this is, all right? So inside of that class, it was because Crystal Peters had taken that information so serious. Why did she take it so serious? Because it was there that I realized that Black women are number one susceptible to getting HIV, and it's not because of nothing genetically. It's not because of nothing by color. It's because of the lack of funding for education. It's because of the history of this motherfucking country and the education within it that we lack so much information that a lot of people are under the misconception that just because it's there, we have it. Just because it's there, we know how to grab it. Just because we grabbed it, now we know how to use it on top of all this other fucking shit that we dealing with. You understand? So when I got woken up from this class and realized that it was that simple to not contract HIV, which can be deadly, that's when I started doing facilitating classes, and I went unit to unit. Now, those who know me, I'm hoping that you're here. I'm here to continue on with the same message that I was delivering there. A lot of people don't even know I was even out of place doing that. But obviously, that's another story because the pigs probably watching. Now, at the end of the day, the pigs watch what they want because they need to hear this information too. You understand? This affects us all. Nobody's immune to it. Right now, we are living in a different time that we cannot predict. And that's also scary. So HIV, and one thing that I learned and one thing that stuck was the way that it attacks the T cells and the way that it enters into your body as an HIV cell and attacks your T cell. So one HIV cell attacks one T cell and then it replicates into two T cells. How does it do that? It puts on a costume as if it's a T cell. So the T cell thinks that it's one and all. They think their friends going on to fight all infections. Doesn't even know this motherfucker's an infection. Think about that in real life. Make the analogy, connect that shit. Understand this in the way that you live life right now. Wherever you're at, whatever level you're at, it's going to be understood. You will get it. So if there's something that I say that you don't get, put it in the comments. I'm going to answer that shit, and there's also going to be a follow-up. I need y'all to understand that this coronavirus is also attacking your T cells. Why is that important? Because those are the killer T cells that helps to fight off infections, that helps your body to stay strong, that you don't even know shit is happening to it because it's already doing the work for you, so that you can keep on your day-to-day and do the other work that you need to do for yourself and your family. And that's what we all here for. That's why everybody's tuned in, because some way or another we know some information, but there's also some that's lacking and a lot of shit that's not making sense. So with that, I feel like I left something out of that HIV part, but I hope y'all really get the point. I am certified though. I did get certified. I wasn't legally teaching the classes, but what the fuck is legal when a motherfucker is defining that term? You understand what I'm saying? Right now, none of that legal bullshit, none of that shit even matters right now. Right now, it's about life, death, or immunity. And my hope and my belief is that we are going to get through this, because we've been through worse, period. It's just about understanding your part and the part that you play in stopping the spread. So I'm going to just jump into it. So again, I'm going to put this sign, because this is the culprit right here. This is the universal enemy. So coronavirus is one of 6 viruses is in that category. All right. So 1 of 6 is in that category, means it's not like the cold. It's not like the common flu. That is not in the coronavirus category. I'm not going to get into all of them, but the main one that I want to get into is this one. SARS. SARS already been around. Why we ain't know? Because they got rid of it. Whoever was in charge of managing that, we don't even know nothing. People are, what is SARS? SARS? So SARS, whatever SARS is severe acute respiratory syndrome, the lungs. Now, this is SARS-2, right? SARS-1, all of the other coronaviruses, something called MERS, MERS. You guys can look this up. I'm right now dealing with the present time. And I do know that there's 6. So all of the other coronaviruses and the common cold and the flu or influenza, every infection known to man has never targeted both the upper and the lower respiratory system. It's either the upper or the lower. So what y'all need to know right now, doctors don't even know what the fuck this is. They're now figuring out. The good news is that a SARS already exists. SARS-1, severe acute respiratory syndrome. This is SARS-2. And I'm going to put this diagram back up because I drew it for a reason. Now, SARS-1 just looked like a little ball. No spikes. SARS-2, spikes. I replicated the diagram, straight medical diagram. This is almost identical. That's how this virus looks into your body. It's not alive until it attaches into your body. So one thing I want to know, what is COVID-19? A coronavirus. One of the coronaviruses. Why they call it COVID-19? Because we found out about this shit in 2019. That's when that shit was going wild spread in China. Where did it come from? They say it comes from bats. I don't know the science behind that. I'm skipping over that. We could go through all of this if we want. We could search through all that. I know a lot of y'all know. It's the basic little stuff that you can find everywhere else. I'm not covering. So, again, it's not the cold. It's not the common flu. Now, there's a lot to go over. You see these bars right here? Remember this. This is your immune system. This is the coronavirus. And this is the bacteria. Okay? So why this is so important and why this is so deadly is because even when you have recovered from this, it causes severe ruptures of the tissues in your lungs. And now you're susceptible to bacteria that your body would fight off easily before. But because that lining is so thin now in your lungs, because the coronavirus had done so much damage through the inflammation, that's when death happens. So that's why I'm trying to tell you is life, death, or immunity. But then there's other stuff that we have to worry about. So listen, Hold on a second, y'all. All right, boom. I told y'all this is not rehearsed or nothing. I just did the research. I already studied infectious virus, so I'm just putting the 2 and 2 knowledge that I know together. All right, so here's another something I want to show y'all. So when we're being asked to stay home, stay safe, stay home, stay safe, buy into that but so far, okay? Buy into everything but so far. Even after this video, everything that I said that you're taking in, please do your own research and use your own mind. But I'm bringing this to the people that don't even know how to do that and that trust in me because they know me. Check this out. That's our healthcare system, right? The green area, as much patients come in, they can get you out, right? That's kind of where we at right now. Now, the panic in this country right now, and as you see Governor Cuomo in a way that you probably haven't seen him before, this shit is real shit. And it's real because why? He knows this. Everybody knows this. He's getting it from the doctors and the scientists. This right here, no protective measures. That means no mask. That means they're running out of equipment. That means no ventilation and whatever else. People quit and nurses is like, fuck this shit I'm getting. You understand what I'm saying? We can't have this. And the point that I'm trying to show y'all is not on the doctors. It's not on the nurses. One phone call, I had them gangbangers in the ammo go. Right now, our ammo is the doctors, the nurses, the ventilations, the masks. It's not the guns. It's not missiles. It's not none of that shit right now. You understand what I'm saying? They are going to run out. This information will not spread fast enough. People cannot get enough because you got to get the information. You got to process the information. You got to protect yourself. You got to fucking break habits right now. Bad habits. And it's not bad habits, it's regular shit. But it's regular shit that we don't think about that may be okay because our bodies can take it. This is not something, if you did not get it, do you want to get it? Protect yourself. 20% of us won't get it. 80% will. All right? So I'm looking at it like there's no way for 80% of us getting it that you're really going to protect yourself from a mask. You can't isolate enough. You got to go to the store for something. You understand what I'm saying? As far as washing your hands, you can wash your hands all you want. The minute you touch a doorknob and then don't think about touching your face, it's so easy. Why? It spread faster than the cold. It spread faster than the flu. They talked that shit when this shit first came out, talking about it kills less people than the flu. Don't y'all buy that shit. And if you go now, today, 3 weeks later, a month later, that information is different. And this is why I'm urging y'all, listen to me, but know that shit information is going to come out in another month. And it's just going to be added on, and it's going to make sense. The good news is that by that time, we should have a hold of this. If we don't, it is really because we're not doing our part. Because these nurses are urging you, if you've been 4 months and you ain't have a period, don't go to the hospital. Go to your regular doctor. Y'all got to save these hospital visits for the people that need it. And if you feel like you have COVID-19, or I would advise you to go to the hospital if that's what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because what this is about right now is testing as much people as they can to be able to target where this motherfucking shit is the hottest, which is New York, which is California, which is Washington State, which is Boston they ain't talking about yet, which is all over this motherfucker. They don't have the test fast enough to give us the data. So right now we have to do our own fucking data. It's going to get crazy before it goes down. And the slow is either going to be a slow process to get over this or a fast process to get over this. Obviously, we trying to get outside. Like June is right there, May is right there, and y'all get the point. So the insufficiency of masks, I already covered that. So now, stopping this right. Hold on a second. So here's another thing. This is so important. So important. This is important because people are having wishful thinking, and I just want y'all to be informed. So when y'all hear them say that people with pre-existing conditions is at risk, and then they show the age group to be 60s, 70s, 80s, that's true. You know what they're at risk for? Not of getting the virus. We're all at risk from 0 to 100. You understand? All of us. And what y'all need to know is that risk is very high because of how much it spreads. Now, that age group, 60 to 80, the reason why it's so dangerous is because it could be so deadly. They've already lived such a long life, and depending on how strong their immune system is, it depends how well they fight it off. So what that means is just because you're 90, just because you're 80, just because you're 70, just because you're 60, that don't mean if you get it, you're going to die. So get that out your mind right now, because I already told you the most powerful thing is your brain. So if you're that age and you do contract it, please, 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 they're not letting nobody in hospitals. So we got to support ourselves as much as possible. We got to have this preparation before anything. Don't think you're not exempt. Off the grip. Because once you got this information, now you're not exempt, but now you're informed. And now you know this, and now you could start telling people, and the information starts to spread faster than the virus. Because do know, while this virus is trying to take over your body, your immune system is fighting it. All right? So be strong and pay attention. Pre-existing conditions defined. A lot of us do not know what the hell that means, period. I don't care how smart you are. I got on this shit, I don't even know how to get on live. It's certain information we just don't know. So look, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, abnormally high blood pressure. I need y'all to keep looking out for keywords. It doesn't say blood pressure. Abnormally high blood pressure, cancer, and even no conditions. So what I did was document and I'm going to give you the film that I got from the scientist that he did a 33-minute presentation on this from China. So I took this straight from a scientist from China. You understand? Doctors aren't scientists. Scientists tell the doctors what to do. And this guy is from China. And the reason why this is important is because China has already overcame what we are now going through. So about 10% is the risk for cardiovascular, about 7% for diabetes, about 6% for chronic respiratories, 6% abnormally high blood pressure, about 5.5% for cancer, and about 1% for no condition. Okay, those are going to be determined by the behaviors. Now, what y'all need to know is all of these patients may or may not need to require ICU, but the reality is this is the population that the doctors are looking at and how they're making their estimates about how much beds they have and when they're going to run out of ventilators and when they're going to run out of masks and when this system is going to hit the red. This system hits this red. We in for a whole lot of fucking changes. And I'm not going to touch base on that yet because we're not hitting that motherfucking red. We're going to do our part. Another thing that I found, and I'm telling y'all this too, because take this information, and if you ain't never thought about your health before, you want to smoke, you want to drink, you want to do what you've been doing, I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to sit here and tell you don't do it because you're going to do what you want to do regardless. We have to all make our decisions based on the life that we live. Everybody's not living the same life. Everybody don't have the same levels of stress. Everybody don't deal with the same, don't deal with stress the same ways, and everybody don't even know how other way to do it than the way they've been doing it. So I'm not about to tell you to stop nothing. What I would advise is a slowdown of that and an increase of potassium. Because what they're finding is the death rate in the people had both low T cell levels and low potassium. So right there's a link. Increase your potassium. Go and get the motherfucking bananas that's not going to run out because it's produce. Get them bananas and start eating one of them shits every single day. What's the other thing? The other thing, I'll get back to it, but yeah, we have to help the nurses and doctors protect ourselves. All right. So I think I wanted to do the reducing risk and reducing impact, but I might get to all that washing your hands and the mask stuff last. I just want to really get into the science of this first, right? So that we can, once we understand this virus, then all the other shit is secondary. Once we understand that we are really stronger than this virus, the fear is fucking gone. Now we know, all right, motherfucker, now I know how to pull the trigger. You understand what I'm saying? Now I know where to shoot that shit, aim that shit, and how to kill your ass, all right? And if everybody else figures that shit out, we gonna be fine. All right. I don't know if this was next. I think so. But this is also equally troubling news though. Is that it's been they found out that the virus can stay in the body more than 30 days. And 81%, remember I told y'all about 80% of us is going to contract this? About 81% out of that 80% is going to have a mild attack. We're going to get into mild attacks too. About 14% is going to get into severe attack. And about 5% will be critical, right? So again, what we going back to on that is those pre-existing conditions. And depending on those pre-existing conditions, not unless we figure that out, these are the severe and critical. It all depends on how those machines is working and whatever else the doctors need to do to make sure that they fight it off. But it's to help them fight that virus. It's to help boost their system. So what happens is your immune system already starts fighting it off, but it's so much that's attacking your T cells and killing your T cells off so fast that those pre-existing conditions that you already had, your body's already been fighting it. And so now it has something else to fight. Think about it. That's just you creating more fights for yourself, even in the physical life. I might can fight one-on-one, but then when the second one come out, now you're putting in more work. The third one, now you on the floor. The fourth one, shit. And this is how that's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, hospitalization is needed because you can't breathe. I'm gonna really get into all this. I'm trying not to jump around. So, back to this. The reason why I did this is because this is important in understanding this. In understanding how do we not get here, the doctors know two things that's true. They know a lot of things by now, but one of the things is this, that there's 3 categories: mild, severe, and critical. And 18%, if you add up the severe and critical, you're gonna get about 18+%. And so the problem with that is, from that number, they already know that if 18% of those people require ICU, hospitalization, okay, that this red is going to happen fast. Because what's going to happen is that 81% that's mild don't mean mild in this case. Y'all got to know different terms in different fields. Mild won't mean mild in law. Mild won't mean mild to doctors. Mild won't mean mild to farmers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just means different things. And mild here don't mean lightly. It's you either live, you die, or you become immune to it. And the immunity is what's mild. The shit you got to go through before it gets there, that's what could shove you into the either critical or severe. It's not like you're exempt from getting to critical or severe. It's just you're at a better chance of fighting this infection off if it's just one thing that your T cells are fighting off. But if they're also fighting blood pressure and this, and then it might be the common cold, it might be allergies. This is the time where you got to know your body. Nobody knows your body better than you. Your doctors don't know your body better than you. They got to go and read a record, and they have hundreds of people that are shit in and out of the ear. Y'all know your bodies better than y'all. Look at your blood results. Try to understand that shit. Get help somebody understanding that shit. And my whole thing is this. Wherever you have seen or whatever you know, all you got to do is just continue to manage like you've been managing, do what you've been doing, and do a little bit more. My advice is not to have nobody sitting here panicking, because I feel like you should not panic. My advice is to console and really educate the people that have it, the people that are gonna have it, the people that don't want to have it, the people that die from it, the people who are affected after the people who died for it, while they died for it, more people's gonna die from this. It's about to get crazy before it gets better. And I just really need y'all to take this information in. Take it serious. If you don't have a pen and a pad right now, you don't have your phone out to text that shit inside of one of them note messages, whatever's sticking, that's good. But take the scientific information and pass it along. All right, hold on a second. All right. So that's my last slide, I think. All right. Vaccines. So vaccines. So real quick on the vaccination stuff, right? Another reason why they need us to help them slow this spread down is because the doctors are also working on vaccines. And a lot of us don't believe in vaccines, and some of us do. And so for those that do, they are trying to create a vaccine right now. And what they're doing is they're gonna put the coronavirus into you, just so you know, right? And when they put the coronavirus in you, the intentions of doing it, allegedly said, right, is to be able to put the coronavirus into you so that your T cells now recognize it. And then the vaccine is supposed to give you, I don't know, some type of stimulation so that you can like stimulate your T cells to know this is a fucking enemy. Don't let them trick you. And once you know, all right, this is an enemy, I've been forewarned, you know what I'm saying, put it in a headlock, body slam, and any other one that come, you ain't tricking us. You understand how that works? Now, there's all kind of problems with that. And what y'all need to know is that treatment always beats some vaccine that has all these, little tiny words, big words that we don't understand. Yeah, all that shit that could really fuck up outside of what they're giving you. Because I know when I went to prison and I didn't know no better, I was like, hell yeah, I want a flu shot. I had the flu before and I don't never want to feel like that. As soon as they gave me that injection, guess what I got? Sick as a dog. Blah, blah, blah. Be careful with those vaccines. I just wanted you to know that they have them if that's what you believe in. Now, treatment is more important for me. And the reason why that's more important, because guess what? A lot of us, even if they have a vaccine tomorrow, we're not taking them. And a lot of us, we just need to know that your body, okay, can defeat anything better than any drug. The drug might speed up the process. The drug might cut off receptors in your brain cell from feeling pain, but it doesn't mean that you're not feeling pain. So just want to distinguish that. Your T cells are your body. It's your life. That's what's defending you on the everyday. We don't even think about it. And what you need to know is that when this virus comes, your T cells are doing everything in its power to get rid of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that because it COVID-19, coronavirus, aka SARS-2, with the spikes clings onto your lungs. So that's the difference between SARS-1 and SARS-2. SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. SARS-1, it didn't cling to your lungs. So if it can't cling to your lungs, then you can't spread it to nobody. If you can't spread it to nobody, then the doctors do what they need to do, and they can get rid of that shit. We don't even know it was here until they talking about SARS-2. What you mean SARS-2? Yeah, these shits got spikes, and the spikes is what's clinging onto your lungs, because now you can prevent it from getting into your lungs, but now it got smarter, and it figured out how it can get smarter than you. So now we have to also get smarter than it. Our bodies are just made to do that. It's just us understanding how to fuel our bodies and how to still live the life that we've been living without being paranoid about if I smoke, I'm gonna die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of information that we don't know. I heard that heat kills it. Smoke, heat, kill. I don't know if that's true, but I also heard that you should be drinking water every 15 minutes, like I'm about to sip right now. Because doing that pushes the virus, if it's there, from the esophagus to the stomach. Please research this, look this up. I will give you all the links. And the acid inside of your stomach kills the virus. So when I'm telling you that this virus is not stronger than you, it's not stronger than you. It will feel like it though. And a lot of people who have it said that it feels like they're going to die. And the problem with that is that's the classification of people that they consider mild. Is the ones that are going to feel like they're not going to, that feel like they're going to die, but they don't die. And that's just as fucked up, because there's this stripping and tearing that your body now has to repair. And while it's repairing, regular bacteria is now entering and affecting us more than it was affecting us before because of the damage that COVID-19 did. So do know that even if you get immune to COVID-19, the damage that is done to the tissues in your lungs that protects you from regular everyday bacteria is now weakened it. And we have to do everything that we can to research ourselves and get the information needed to repair that if you are at that stage. There's a lot of different stages to this. So yeah, so eventually the immune system, it is going to kill the virus. But what happens is the virus enters inside of your body and it lays dormant for, I don't know, 3 to 14 days. You got to get the exact days from the doctors, but I know about 3 days, right? And while it's sitting there laying dormant, what does that mean? It's sitting there spying on you, watching all your T cells run their factories, right? Then it's scheming, scamming, staking out. And once it gets a host of one of the T cells and pretends to be its friend in costume, that T cell is dead. Boom, replicates. Similar to HIV, similar to cancer. And so what happens is it's killing off the T cells, and the T cells are fighting back. But the COVID-19 is so sophisticated because it's SARS-2. It already had a part 1, and part 2 is 10 times as deadly, 10 times as spread, 10 times as clinging onto your lungs because of those spikes. And so what happens is that your T cells start to fight off itself. It killing everything and everybody. It's trying to save you. And in the process of all those cells dying at a rapid rate that your body hasn't known before, the fever comes on. That's why the fever is a problem. Watch out for your fevers. Make sure to keep your temperature down. Please just make sure to drink water, sips of water every 15 minutes. Drink water all day. That's a great way, if nothing else, that you want to do the worst kinds of risky behaviors, add into it. You know what I'm saying? That still can help you, and it will help you. And this is why I'm trying to give you the information that on top of what a lot of us may be doing that's harmful to our bodies already, you know what I'm saying, that we still know that we still can survive COVID-19. But I'm telling you, if you're already doing harm to your body, you need this motherfucking information now. And after you get it, I just told you, fact check it, process it, understand that your body is stronger than this virus. I'm probably leaving stuff out, but like I said, if I got to do a follow-up video based off the questions and stuff, I will. I really want to touch base on a lot of stuff. And one of those things is we already know to wash our hands, right? Understand that soap, it could be antibacterial, it could be mild soap. I don't care what kind of soap, the dish liquid, I don't care what you have, hand sanitizer, wipes, you know what I'm saying? Just know that any kind of soap kills this virus. That's what soap does. It not only washes it away, it also kills it. So it's killing it and washing it away simultaneously. Whether it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you're killing it. They recommend that you wash your hands for 20 seconds in between your fingers, in between your nails, all over, down even to your arms. Why? Because this is how you ensure that you're not catching it. Now, there's another thing I might have to go online for y'all, because I do want to give y'all the information about how long it lives on surfaces. Clothes, our phones, doorknobs, regular day shit in the supermarket. I'm looking at the cereal like, should I pick it up? With a glove or no glove? Mask or no mask? Now, they're telling us not to wear masks unless you're sick. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Here's why. Yes, it's true. You shouldn't wear the mask unless you're sick. And especially now. And one of the reasons why they're urging us not to wear masks is because the doctors and the nurses need masks. They're the ones that's exposed to this constantly. And so if they run the shortage, then again, like I showed you that bar, the red zone, we don't want them to run out of equipment. And so for us, when we are sick, we should wear masks. Because what's happening is, as we talk, there's particles you don't see. That's why they require 6 feet. Because from 6 feet, you guarantee you ain't spitting on me if you try to spit on me. But if you have the mask on, it's stopping the shedding, is what they call it. So I think I did draw a diagram of the factory, so I could jump into that with y'all real quick. How to kill this virus, and there's ways to destroy it. So killing COVID-19, you have to destroy the factory and reactivate your immune system in the process. All right. So people right now, who are suffering from coronavirus have contracted, please don't treat it like a common cold. Please don't treat it like a common flu. Please don't be relaxed with getting your body fast into recovery. Because essentially what you're doing when you're flushing your system with the necessary needs and the necessary nutrition, you're reactivating your T cells, building them up stronger so that they can kill off this virus. It eventually will. It eventually will. That's period. It will kill the virus off. What we're trying to stop is the amount of damage that's being done to your lungs before it gets there. What we're trying to stop is us going in from a mild condition to severe to critical. That's where we're going to need hospitalization, and we don't want to get to those hospitals when there's no more ventilators. Please understand that there's a high possibility, if we ain't there already and don't even know about it, that is a high possibility to get there. And there's stuff that we ourselves can do, even now as we have it, even now as we might get it, even now as we are gaining all this information, right? That our bodies are stronger than this virus and it will kill it. And as long as you know how to protect yourself and reduce the risk, the pandemic is going to be over. Almost. And I'm going to get to why almost. So destroy the factory. 1, prevent entry. 2, destroy, prevent replication. 3, prevent the spread through the shedding. And 4, kill the whole factory. So that's all it is. Once you prevent that shit from entering in your lungs, it can't do damage. I just told you. Sip water for 15 minutes. That's a natural thing. It shoves it to your stomach. It kills it. But just know while it's laying dormant, spying on your T cells, trying to hijack them, that's also ample enough time for you to kill it before it replicates, right? So that's the process. We want to stop it from entering to begin with. Wash your hands, wash your clothes, stay at home and isolate as much as you can. Stay away from people who are sick, stuff like that. If you yourself is sick, try to build up your immune system for a fast recovery. Keep your mouth covered. And also to fight it off. Hold on a second. I can't remember everything. Destroy the replication. So that's what's important. Remember when I told you it's spying on your T cells, trying to figure them out, and that's when it's gonna hijack it. It could be 3 days, it could be 14 days. But that's a good thing. While it's spying, you could be killing that shit. Because kill the spy. You kill the spy, there's nothing to replicate. You understand? But once it understands how your T cell works and it locks onto that receptor, those spikes are stuck. They stuck. And that's the problem that you're gonna know that you're sick. All right? Dry cough, fever. What else? Somebody throw some other symptoms in the comments for me, please. Different from the common cold and different from the flu. So what that means, and it's also different from allergies. If you suffer from allergies and you get an allergy symptoms, rule out COVID-19. Boom, you ain't got it. COVID-19, no sniffle. COVID-19, no wet cough. If you start coughing because you smoke a lot and you coughing like and your lungs is paranoia, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Wet cough is not COVID-19. Rule it out. COVID-19, SARS-2, coronavirus, Rona is not the common cold and it is not the flu. Just know that. Because, again, the brain is powerful and we got to get rid of the fear, the paranoia, and the lack of knowledge so that we can understand the difference and buy ourselves time to get over this hump, all right? So, one thing about those masks I wanted to also say, wear a mask in public, not in the street where there's mass amount of air. So a lot of people think that this is airborne. It's not airborne like tuberculosis is airborne, meaning that as soon as you're in the room, somebody talks and breathes on you, you just caught tuberculosis. It's not airborne like that. It's more, it says that it does live in the air now, right? And that's why I said I wanted to get the exact numbers on what the percentage of the risk, but it can be airborne. You just got to know the difference in between the type of air they're talking about. Like outside air and indoor air is obviously going to be different. I don't recommend people wearing those masks outside. Our lungs need air from the tree. It needs the natural air. And right now, it's ghost town. So you don't need the mask. If we was in Manhattan and everybody's close by, because that's how Manhattan yeah, you're going to wear that mask outside. But if you're in an area where you already see that people are 6 feet, you don't need the mask. The mask is for people to sick to not spread it. So if they're sick, they need the mask outside, right? If you're not sick, I would advise you to wear the mask in places like the laundromat, the supermarket, Target, wherever these major places that you got to go, even to the gas station, because they're taking a risk just working and coming into contact with somebody who might have that. Another thing you have to know is you might not feel no symptoms for about 2 weeks. You might not feel no symptoms. So if you're not feeling no symptoms, you don't even know you're sick. That's how it's spread. Because that bitch is laying dormant, spying on you, all the while it's getting to a point where it's going to start shedding. The shedding happens the minute it takes over one of your T cells and replicates. It's going to continue to replicate faster and faster. And it releases off this shedding that now those particles go into the air and it can be contracted by somebody else. So because you don't have those symptoms, you could be spreading it and don't even know it. Now, when I used to facilitate this information about herpes, I had to learn herpes once I find out that it's not the people with the bumps that's spreading it. That's the people you already know, right? I don't want to kiss you. It's before they get the bumps. Or it's after the bumps already left. And I'm telling you this because COVID-19 is showing some type of same characteristic traits in which you can catch it and you don't even know the person's sick. They're not coughing. They ain't sneezing. They don't have no fever. They don't have no symptoms. And so that's why I advise wearing a mask in these mass amount of settings, is because for that person that you don't know is sick, they probably are and they just pass it to you. What else?